Okay. I think it worked. Okay. There we go.
Wait. Welcome to another sexy episode of Talking Beards. Chris Burgess is our guest. Bluegrass Beard On, not beard off, beard on.
You have to have your beard on.
Have to have a beard on. It's in Richmond, Kentucky, at the Bluegrass Barrel House. So sexy. Look at
Why is that up there? What are
Sorry,
you?
I was trying to remove it.
Gosh, here we go. What's up, everybody? We're just doing stuff. This is episode number 169 of the live show. This is going to be episode number 245 of the podcast. Tonight we will have Chris Burgess on the show from Beard and Loathing in Richmond, Kentucky. And Bluegrass Beard On's their competition. It's coming up this weekend.
Beard on.
Beard on, not beard off, beard on. So I am your co-host. I'm Aaron D. Johnston. I am at the Myrtle Beach studios today. My sister's in town, and I figured, it'd probably be a pretty good idea to go see her. So, I'm going to go see my sister and two nieces, my brother-in-law, and my nephew. It's going to be my hot sister. Yeah, I think we're going to play putt-putt tomorrow. We're going to go to Friendly's and have breakfast. I think we're going to do an escape room.
I hope you don't get out.
I'm stuck in there forever. But yeah, I'm pretty sucky at escape rooms. Like, it's only fun when we do escape rooms when we take Adam with us because he's super good at it. And otherwise, we're like, if it's just me and Natalie, we never get out. Like, me and Natalie have gone to escape rooms that we have escaped from with Adam, and we couldn't get out.
I bet you going to an escape room with Andrew Matson's probably fun. I bet you he's like really good at figuring them out.
He is. He's super good at figuring out escape rooms as well. And so definitely if we have Andrew and Adam with us, me and Natalie don't have to do anything and we get out easy. It's super easy. Like, Natalie will just like wander around till she finds like a wand or something. And then like she'll just carry a wand around. But that's it.
Did you see my back?
I did. You had a bar stool on there.
I know.
What's the significance of this bar stool?
Above the Bar podcast.
Oh my gosh, we were both on there.
We were, but Sean will be in here at some point. He pops in every week.
Yeah, he pops in, says hey, and he leaves. That's okay.
Yeah, that would be a good episode right there. Next week from Talking Beard Studios, Escape Room.
There we go.
That's pretty good.
We're gonna do the show from an escape room. Is that what we're doing? Or we're just gonna talk about being in an escape room? Because we could do that. That's easy.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm Aaron. I don't know if I said that. Go ahead, Scott.
And I'm Scott.
Gosh, we're so good at that.
I know we are so good.
I love that your intro, like we found the little music thing, and you automatically take it into, "Hi, we're super sexy time." Like, that's like.
I don't know why.
It's just sexy music, I guess. And
I'm trying to romance the crowd into watching us, like manipulating their mind and soul and body, all getting it like into their soul to be like, oh my God, Talking Beards is on. Oh,
and I think this is what George McProut says. I think he's here for the sexy time. You can definitely tell.
George McProut. Gotta
But
get it.
we were together this last weekend, Scott Sikora. How crazy was that?
It was crazy, but not as crazy as going to talkingbeards.com for all your Talking Beards needs. I mean, oh my God.
Let's try this again. You can go to honestamish.com. You can use promo code TalkingBeards to save 15% off your order, and you can get free shipping on orders over $35. That's honestamish.com, not talkingbeards.com. I mean, you can go to talkingbeards.com and try promo code TalkingBeards. Something may happen. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's, yeah. And you brought some, well, when we were down in Fort Worth this weekend. Yeah.
You were up. You were up.
I was up. You were down.
Down.
This wonderful, beautiful table of Honest Amish soaps. And I mean, you did have a lot of soaps this weekend.
I just laid out all the soaps this weekend.
Yeah. The soaps are, I mean, I love the beard oils and I love the beard balms, but I really think like my new love of the Honest Amish products is definitely going towards the soaps now.
Dude, the soaps are all amazing. They are really, really good. And if I'm gonna go out on a limb here. If you have not used an Honest Amish soap, you are just completely doing yourself a disservice because these things are awesome.
Darcy Nichols wants to know, is there a competition this year? If so, where is location?
So Darcy, you can go to thebeardcalendar.com and there's a beard competition pretty much every weekend. I mean, there may be a couple spread out that there's not one, but there's pretty much a beard competition every weekend somewhere in the United States, sometimes around the world. So yeah, thebeardcalendar.com is where you want to go, Darcy. I read something.
Right there. I know we were trying to get all this stuff set up. I got in to show preparation a little late. So yeah, there you go.
We have the same glasses, Aaron. Shave your head, match Scott.
Why?
Well, I don't know.
That's not very nice.
That's what
it's Elo Palomino. Mino. Is that what it was?
Elo Palomino. I like that. We're changing your last name. Elo Palomino.
Kelly Jennings. They have competitions for beards. Can you believe that?
Kelly Jennings. How's that mustache coming back? You good? Did it finally come back? Or are you going to shave it off again? What are we doing?
No, it's right here.
Yeah. I was talking to Kelly Jennings. This was like me and Kelly Jennings speaking. I'm starting to lose my natural light outside now. I wonder how this is going to go.
Well, once it starts getting dark.
I mean, I have overhead lighting, but my lighting was much better. And it's, I think I got like 30 more minutes. Will Inman? Nothing. You missed nothing.
Well, Darcy's like, oh, wow. Didn't know that. Thanks a lot. My son went last year to Scranton, Pennsylvania. PA.
What's up,
Darcy? He was in the longest natural round.
So if you're talking about a nationals type competition, so we were both at Scranton, PA last year. That competition will be in Casper, Wyoming this year, November 12th. So check it out. It's listed on the beard calendar. There's some information on there. I think you can go to nationalbeardchampionships.com for more information. But yeah, it'll that national competition that your son went to in Scranton will be in Casper, Wyoming this year. And then next year, who knows?
Didn't you have a thing in here for that?
You know, I should have, and I did, and it's not in there. But
oh my gosh. But if you go over to thebeardcalendar.com.
Yeah, it's there.
Like we said, it
exists.
Yeah, there's tons of big events going on coming up. So you guys want to go to thebeardcalendar.com. But as Aaron, we were talking about, honestamish.com, promo code TalkingBeards, 15%.
Yeah, so you and I were together this weekend in Fort Worth, Texas.
Were we?
We were at the last big event that's going to be held at Lola's Trailer Park. This was like a pretty epic, big deal thing, and you know, it's end of an era for Lola's Trailer Park. I've always heard about it and never got to go. I'm glad that I got to go before it got closed down. it was a cool venue. So I'm sure if that one's that cool and that well done, then the next one's probably even better.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna find a new replacement place pretty easy, and it's just gonna be pretty. I mean, who knows? Maybe whoever buys this place might keep the thing the same, and they'll
It'd
be
be
like,
Mike's trailer park.
yeah, or Darla's trailer park or carport. Maybe it's just a Darla's carport.
It could be yours. It could be Scott's. Won't you just buy it?
No.
Scott's carport.
Eric Choate says the Bison logo for Nationals looks so sweet.
Yeah, Eric Brooks did that. He did a good job. I wish I would have loaded it in there. It's on my other computer, so it'd been super easy to, put on here really quick. But I don't know. We'll see if we can get it on here before the end of the show. How about that?
Corey says the Alamo basement. Why are we talking about San Antonio?
Yeah, come on.
Where are you?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, he's a Whaler and he's from Ohio. I mean, what else could you expect, Freaking Ohio people.
So, but can I tell a quick, since we were together this weekend at this competition, but when I was on my way down, I went and stopped at someplace that I've always wanted to stop at for the past, I don't know how many years, but I was able to go through Fort Worth, and I was able to stop at Dimebag and Vinnie Paul's grave sites where they are both buried next to each other. Talk about just a surreal experience to experience that. Number one, like, these were two guys that were extremely influential to me, like when I was getting into music in the early 90s and stuff like that. And to lose both of them, I mean, it was 6 years. No, well, I can't remember. I'm trying to look at that. 2018, 2004. So that was like a few years apart, but both of them, both brothers, and and the one cool thing, like, I'm a huge Eddie Van Halen fan, and there's a little Eddie Van Halen guitar pick in there too, but he placed one of his original Frankenstein guitars in the casket with Dime when they buried him. So that was just kind of he was a huge influence on him. And
I can't believe it was 2004.
Yeah, I totally remember everything about that too. Like, I remember
everything about that day. That was, I don't know. It was crazy when Dime died.
But then on the fun side, on my way home from Fort Worth, Socorro Ford. Found it.
And then you washed their windows for free.
No, I didn't. But it was funny because Tisha's like, "Didn't you see Socorro Ford on the way up here?" And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "I totally missed it."
How far is that from your house?
2 hours.
Oh, can't work there.
But I must have passed this thing about a half a dozen times in the past.
You just never
6 months,
looked over there, whatever.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that was the fun little things that happened for me this weekend. What about you? I mean, talk about your travelings.
So our travelings were pretty, I mean, they weren't really too eventful this time. We pretty well just drove straight to Fort Worth and did our thing Saturday, and then we just traveled home. We didn't really venture off. We didn't do anything exciting. We just did our thing, really, and it was fun. I mean, it was a really good event. I enjoyed judging with you, and we got to see Wallage in person, and I don't know, it was a good event. But
yeah,
really,
it was,
as far as our traveling goes, it was pretty uneventful this weekend.
Yeah, it was really nice to see a lot of the people. I mean, it was not, of course, Tisha and Kylie, who just all they did was yap.
Oh my gosh, that's Natalie. It's like they didn't stop talking the whole competition. I was like,
it was really, we were giving them a hard time though too.
So I didn't even tell Natalie this story. I forgot about it. So at one point, so it was like you and I and Jimmy were trying to talk about Best in Show.
Oh yeah.
And then we were like literally like sitting there talking about Best in Show, and then Tisha and Kylie are a foot from us. It's not like that we're at the other end of the table. Like, we're next to them.
We're standing behind them.
And we're like, "Hey, what do y'all think about Best in Show?" Didn't miss a beat. We're like, "Hey, Kylie, Tisha, nope, talking about whatever. And
They
so
were talking about
yeah, so
what were
then
they?
we just came up with what they were talking about. So then we decided that they were talking about cheese for a long time, and then brownie recipes with nutmeg. What else they were? And then Kylie just got super pissed, and
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
cussing Trisha out, and I don't know. And then they finally recognized that, there's people standing 2 inches from them talking to them, and they've been ignoring us for 15 minutes. And then we let them to know what they've been talking about. And then we proceeded to part ways and still didn't actually talk about what we were trying to talk about. The end.
Yeah. The fun things of being a judge sometimes,
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so no, it was a really great event. We want to thank the Kennedys for inviting us to participate in it, and it was definitely an honor to be a judge at this event. I mean, this event's been going on for
400 years.
Millennium.
Yeah, I mean, it was like the first beard competition ever before they even invented beards. This event was going on.
First one in Texas.
Big deal. Yeah, before Texas was even born. This was already an event at Lola's Trailer Park.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, so it was really cool to be part of this event. So, but we want to thank them again, and we want to thank all the great people that were there in attendance. And it was
I mostly just want to thank you for being there.
No, I want to thank you for being there, and I want to thank Natalie for being there.
She was there for a little bit.
Yeah, and then she ate the pizza. And then she was like, no more.
Yeah, no, out of there.
World's biggest pizza.
World's biggest small pizza.
Don't say I ate pizza. That ain't true.
She said that ain't true. She didn't eat pizza.
I know she didn't. I was just trying to make a fun story. But talking about fun stories, you know what time it is right now.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of fun stories, are you ready for this?
I am ready for this.
All right. So this not this upcoming weekend, but in 2 weeks, June 11th, 2022 in Richmond, Kentucky, we will have the return of Bluegrass Beard On. It'll be at the the Bluegrass Barrel House in Richmond,
House.
The Barrel House. So tonight we have Chris Big Squid Burgess. He is from Lancaster, Kentucky, and he is going to tell us all about what Beard and Loathing have been up to, and all about what is going to be at the Beard On, not the Beard Off. What's going on, Chris Burgess?
What's up, guys?
Hi. Speaking of Dimebag, look at that. What?
Yeah. I mean, it was meant to be. There he is.
Wow. And that's the thing is usually before we interview people live on the show, we get together with them for like about 20 minutes and do like a little pre-interview. So we kind of get them up to speed. And I wasn't here, so I didn't get to see that when they were talking earlier. So now that just makes it even more connected. Wow, this is great.
You nailed it, dude. Like everything you said, Dimebag, huge influence. Vinny, Dimebag, I mean, just Pantera in general. Growing up, high school years, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
You talked about 2004 when Dime was killed. I was a junior in high school. I was in art class when I found out. And I was supposed to be at that show because it was in
Columbus.
I was going to say Cleveland or Columbus, Ohio. And my ride dipped out, so I didn't get to go.
Wow.
Because I wouldn't have been able to process that.
No, dude, I can't even imagine the people that were at that show. I don't know. People are idiots.
Oh, yeah. It'd have been nuts. But, yeah, luckily I jumped on just in enough time to see you got to visit the brothers' graves. And, one day I'll make my way down there. But for now, I got him right there.
Yeah.
I'm a huge influence. So, that was a
good
story. Glad you got to check it out.
BFFs.
Oh, stop. Well, and on top of that, I know you're really big into fishing too. And there is this beautiful pond that butts up to their graves. It is literally one of the most beautiful settings I've ever seen in a cemetery. It was one of those days. It was just hot, but there was a cool breeze just coming blowing over this lake. There was no one there. It was quiet and just, it was so peaceful. It was like, I couldn't have imagined that whole scenario of going to visit their graves being like any more like surreal and like just, it was just amazing. Like, and then I think, then I see the pond and I'm like, oh, I wonder if there's any good fish in there.
Yeah.
Did you jump in the pond?
Yeah, I did.
Good.
Did a little bit of noodling, caught him a big old catfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott
that's
loves
great.
going noodling. He was actually noodling in the pool right before, talking beards tonight. That's why he was late. He was in the pool naked.
Noodled up. That's what we call that.
Just straight noodled up out there in the pool.
Noodled up
at the apartment complex.
That's what I'm talking about. Close your curtains. You don't like it.
All right, Chris. So let's get into the Bluegrass Beard On. I know we wanted to get right into this, but as I saw that, I'm sorry I sidetracked the conversation a little bit. But
not mad at all, brother.
All right. Well, that's good. So why don't you give us a little bit of details about this event? So it's coming up. What's the date on it?
June 11th. It's going to be at the Bluegrass Barrel House. It's a brand new venue for us. It's our return competition. This is our
After
first
COVID.
competition back since COVID.
All right.
So we missed our 10-year anniversary competition due to COVID. Everything was shut down. Couldn't really do much. And that stung a lot because 10 years as a club is a big milestone. Like you made your first decade. You're still making waves and doing things.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to celebrate that. So we're coming 3 times as hard because we've been shut down for 2 years. I told Aaron earlier, I said, if you look at it from a comedian standpoint, we started off doing stand-up and comedy clubs. And then we moved from the comedy club to the theaters as far as expanding our venue. We're really looking at Bluegrass Barrel House as this is our arena tour. This is Motley Crue and Skid Row, and we're just to the walls going out with it. So we're super excited. It's a huge venue that's gonna accept a lot of people capacity wise. We have options as far as the weather, whether we're going to do it outside or inside, but regardless, either stage is going to be great. Vendors, sponsors, just everybody's going to have somewhere to be and still be right in the middle of the entire thing.
So would you rather the event be inside or outside? From your opinion, what do you think is like the better stage and venue?
Oh, outdoors is going to be epic. As long as you can deal with Kentucky heat, but that outdoor venue and just the patio that sits above it and everything like that outdoor venue is going to be huge if we're able to utilize it.
Nice.
And
sorry, when you were talking about this is going to be the first year at the Bluegrass Barrel House, and as you were explaining, you were progressively getting larger and larger. Is that the reason why you decided to have it at this place, or where you had it before because of COVID, that place was shut down and you had to find a new venue, or was it just a general progression that this was the next venue you were going to be having it at?
I feel like it's a general progression. Our previous venue, and this hasn't been released yet, so it'll be a Talking Beards exclusive.
Breaking news.
Our previous venue was spectacular, but we felt like we needed to grow beyond it. So we told them we're looking for something bigger. We need to accommodate more people. And they were totally they're on board 100%. So instead of that venue being where we do the comp, it will now be the venue for our hangover brunch Sunday morning.
Cool. Well, so you're still getting to involve them. So is this the venue that you're talking about for the Hangover Brunch? Is this your first venue that y'all had, or was this the one that the larger second venue?
This was the larger second venue,
Okay.
so it's going to be Madison Gardens right there in Richmond.
Wow.
Madison Square Gardens.
My gosh. Wow,
Their
you guys
new
are
venue is
swinging.
bigger than Madison Square Gardens.
Right. I mean, you might as well be. You just deduct the square and you get the Madison Garden.
That's
but
right.
they already do an awesome brunch. Like they do a Bloody Mary bar. It's going to be a great venue for a brunch. And it'll also allow them, because the one thing we felt like we were kind of stepping on their toes as far as their everyday visitors.
That makes sense because we were taken away from their tables for, people
Right.
just sitting there. And then that whole back room was all like raffles and stuff. So
Nothing but raffles. So, we wanted to find somewhere where we could accommodate the crowd and our needs.
cool.
And we really feel like we've nailed it with Bluegrass Barrel House. They're super excited to have us. They booked 2 live bands for after the competition.
2 live crew is playing? Wow.
2 live crew at
I
Madison
saw them
Square
in
Gardens
Cincinnati.
in Richmond.
Good time. But yeah, they got 2 live bands. I think they're gonna have 2 different food trucks. So one's gonna do like a 3-hour sit, and another one's gonna show up and do the rest of the evening. So you got multiple foods. Like the more I talk to them and the more we're sitting here planning this out, like the more excited I get. We've been on the sidelines for 2 years, and this is the return.
This is the return. I'm excited about it.
Dude, I can't wait.
So you talked about it briefly there for a second. Sunday brunch. What time is that going to start?
Probably run from like 10 to 2, something
Okay.
in that area. I don't know the exact details, but that'd be my logical guess.
Do you have
seems like
anything? Do you have
time.
anything set up for Friday night?
Friday night, we're going to do a meet and greet at Dreaming Creek Brewery right
Okay.
there in Richmond. Dreaming Creek's been super gnarly. We did our meet and greet 2 years ago there, or 2, 3. It's hard to keep track, man. These years are flying by now.
Now you're an old man.
Shoot. I'm waiting for that salt and pepper Scott's Sakura beard. Like, I just want the pure white. I get the pure white, I'm going full Santa Claus. Just let you all know. Like,
That'll be my plan later on in life too. I'm just gonna have a big
Yeah.
white beard and Santa Claus.
All you
that's
need to do is start your own beard talk show on the internet, and it'll make your beard turn white much faster.
That's what mine's doing. Look at that.
I'm getting it in pieces, so I'm good with it now. But yeah, Dreaming Creek is kid friendly, and it'll be a good time. We'll meet out there. I'm sure we'll probably show up like between 6 and 7 o'clock that night, and you'll have club members there till they close down, because we're not ashamed of drinking some beer and hanging out.
There you go.
All right,
you go ahead.
No, so we've been kind of dropping bombs around the actual event, talking about what's going on before, what's going on after. But let's get to the potatoes and meat. Do you see what I did there, Aaron?
Yeah, potatoes and meat.
Potatoes and meat of why we're here, and we're here for the Bluegrass Beard On. Now, this is this technically your 11th one, or is this your 10th one?
Technically, it would be our 10th.
All right. Now, so you've done this before. You've had charities. What's your charity for this one? And is it one that you've been working with for the duration, or was this something new that you guys found? And how did you guys get hooked up with them?
So this year is actually the first year that we are shifting our charity, and we're going with somebody brand new. It's in the past, we've worked with Spina Bifida Association of Kentucky, and they were great to us for the 9 years that we raised money for them. But just in life in general, you need to make a change. You need to look at shifting direction. This year, being our return, we felt it was the need to shift direction. We found a more local charity. This nonprofit's brand new. They are just starting up, and they are very close to home, not only proximity of, county-wise, but what they're trying to do as far as some of our club members and their family. So this year we decided to go with Cedar Haven Farms. They're going to be a nonprofit out of Lincoln County, and they're trying to open up a farm for the autistic. So it's going to be a sensory farm for autistic children and adults to be able to go and just live their life. They've got people there that are they're looking at doing what is it, like trampolines, animals, swimming, just a complete sensory farm for the autistic. The girl running it, Casey, she's a Garrett County girl. She went to high school with my wife, and she has, an autistic brother that she's been taking care of. And through her experiences and taking care of him, she decided that it's something that she needed to do to open up and take care of more people. So just her stepping out and taking that leap to benefit this community, we 100% said, we're here to back you up. We're going to do what we can do to help you get this up and running.
How close is she to having it up and running?
So right now she is fully capable of accepting grants and donations and doing her own fundraisers.
Okay.
But she's brand new to the fundraising aspect. So we went out 2 weeks ago. She did an egg hunt. We went out, volunteered with that, kind of helped her, organize it, set up, and just kind of run the thing, like help her cook some food. But as far as the bearding community, and I legit hope she's ready for it, because it's going to be an eye opener from the fundraising she's used to as to how we do things. I think it's going to be great for her to see how we do things, and it'll just catapult her in not only connections, but her understanding of how to get things up and going.
I like seeing people's reactions when they've already been running a nonprofit and, they've already been doing their own, crowdsourcing and whatnot. And then they come to their first beard competition and they're just like, oh, this is a way different way of doing it. But
yeah. Like,
it's still a way.
When we went to the egg hunt, that was the first time I got to meet her in person and got to sit down and just kind of talk to her. Because, when you approach somebody as a beard team and you're like, hey, we want to do this for you, a lot of them are like, well, how are you going to do it? Well, we have our ways.
Yeah.
And then, like Aaron said, when you bring them in and they get to see it, they're like, that's totally not what we ever would think to do.
It works, though.
Yeah. We had the same. We had the same thing when we worked with the MS Foundation out of Cleveland, and they didn't understand the whole concept of what we were doing. And when their representative came and saw it, she was just like, I feel so bad that we didn't invest more time into promoting this event. She's like, we raised a lot of money for them, and like they had no idea the magnitude of the beard community and what they do.
Yeah. It's an uncovered gem that I feel like is slowly being brushed off over the years. But as it is, more and more people are like, wow, really? Like you achieved that? How? Well, I just went and asked them.
There you go.
The worst thing they can tell me is no. Okay, I'll move on to the next place, and I'm going to ask them. It works, man. I mean, you just ask people. Tell them what your cause is. Let them know why you're passionate about it and how passionate you are about it. And you just put yourself out there. And at the end of the day, the worst they could tell you is no. Okay, fine. I'll hit bricks. I'll go next door and ask them. And if they tell me yes and I get a donation, I may walk past your window waving it at you as I go to my but you know, there's no shame in asking. And asking alone can grant you so much. That's the one thing I've learned since I've been doing this in my coming up on a little over 10 years of doing it myself.
Mm-hmm. You said you started in 2012, right?
Yep. 2012 was my first competition in Lexington. This will tie in nicely because I'm going to drop a little bit of knowledge as far as our judges that hasn't been released yet.
Whoa.
2012 was first competition ever. It was Whiskers, Whiskey and Women in Lexington, Kentucky. And my buddy's like, hey, you got a beard. Come do this thing with us. And like, a lot like you, Aaron, I had seen Whisker Wars.
Never
I was
heard
like,
of it.
that's a legit thing. And I watched the whole season. I was like, well, okay, that's kind of interesting. And then my buddy Brad Schultz from the club, he messaged me and he's like, hey, we're doing this thing in Lexington. You should come out. You got a good beard. It's like, what's my beard have anything to do with going out in Lexington? He's like, well, it's a competition. So come out here and hang out. Drink shots. I was like, oh, well, if we're drinking shots, I'll come out.
Yeah, there you go. You got sold.
Yeah. So I come out. There was a marching band. There was burlesque shows. I was like, what is this? And he goes, just get up on stage when they call your number. So, you know, like I took my wife and she dipped 5 minutes in. She's like,
I'm out. Yeah.
She's like, I don't know what's going on, but you have a good time and I'll come pick you up if I need to. So met Beard and Loathing there. They told me about their next meeting, showed up, and 2013 got voted in as a full member. 2014 became an officer, and we just been doing the thing ever since. So, judge-wise.
Yeah, let's get back into the judges. So how many judges do you have at your show?
We're going to have 4 total.
Okay. We've
announced the very first judge via Facebook on the event page. So obviously you need to follow that. If you're not following it and you're just watching this, you're going to get all 4 judges right up and
look at that
right now.
Are you saying this is kind of like some more breaking news tonight?
This is Talking Beards exclusive news.
Look at this. This is Talking Beards exclusive.
Breaking news.
Exclusively breaking news.
Oh my gosh.
We need to make a new thing.
Exclusive scoop tonight from Beard and Loathing. Let's go.
All right. So first judge, she's already been announced. If you're in the bearded community, you know her, you know her husband, you know they love ice cream. Our very first judge comes from Cincinnati. She represents the Cincinnati Beard Barons, and she is the illustrious Miss Sandy Jones.
Nice.
Has
she judged before?
She has. I know she's judged 2 comps that I've seen.
Okay, cool.
Probably more.
I would assume more. I just had never seen her, so I was just kind of curious. I was just
right. She's never judged our competition, but I do know for a fact that she has judged before.
Cool.
Our second judge, also reigning from Cincinnati, However, he also may be a part of Derby City, but he is also a Jones, and a Jones that everybody knows, and that is Mr.
Tommy
Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones?
Tommy Lee. Listen, it's our arena tour. Motley Crue's playing. They're not really. I couldn't get a hold of Andy, but I tried.
I've never even heard of a Jim Jones.
Does
he like ice cream?
It's like a creature on the woods.
So, Jim Jones, judge number 2. Judge number 3 hails from MPS Nashville. I'm going to try to say this right. The Metropolitan Puginoptrophy Society.
That's pretty close. It sounded good.
Listen, I call them Pogo No Trophy because that's how you
Pogo
spell
No
it.
Trophy.
That's what we called them.
I think
That's
pretty
how you
much
spell it.
anytime that I've ever talked about them, I'll just say that Nashville Beard Club.
You just, Crunchy Bunch. They answered all of it. Hey, you guys. First time ever judging. Mary Jackson from MPS out of Nashville.
Sweet.
That is our 3rd judge. And our 4th, and his long overdue, in my opinion, returning to the bearded community is
Jack
none
Passion.
other. Close, but better. In my opinion, my personal opinion, Title Beard himself, Brian Furby, out of Lexington, Kentucky.
All right.
Sweet.
So,
Where the heck's he been hiding?
he's got a really big rock that he flips over daily because he does CrossFit and all kinds of other crazy training. And I'm pretty sure at the end of
Let
the
me
day,
guess. He does CrossFit, so he told you he does CrossFit.
No, he didn't tell me. I just follow him on Instagram, and he looks like he's
He's
clearly
not a
working
very good
out.
CrossFit. If he's
That
not
guy-
telling you that he does CrossFit, he's doing it wrong.
Well, that allegedly. Again, I can't tell you he's doing it. I'm just speaking on what I've witnessed. The guy works
Well, I mean,
out.
that's he likes to pick stuff up and put it down.
That's right. And so, yeah, we're super stoked on our judges this year. We think we got a great cast. We love to bring new judges in because it's not something that gets offered a lot. It's kind of like, what experience do you have? Well, I've been a part of this club. You ain't got it. Yeah, let us give it to you. We've got 3 esteemed judges. And I'm going to tell you what, if you can't learn how to judge by the 3 we got, well, there's no way you can't learn because we got 3 great judges that are going to show this beautiful young lady the way. And she's going to get an experience that you don't get outside of the bearded community.
Well, besides your 4 amazing judges, do you have you got a cool MC or anybody that's going to be keeping this thing rolling all night?
It's the return of the Bluegrass Beard On, which means that it would not be right if it was not the return of the captain. Captain Kyle Isaacs.
That's what I want to do.
Crunch.
Captain
Dude, that's
Kyle
freaking
Isaacs
awesome.
coming back running.
Man, you're just bringing back all the oldies.
Listen, man, I mean, it's our first time back in 2 years. If you're going to do it, you do it right, you do it big, and that's
right.
That's what we're pushing for. You know, we're out here to have a good time, to raise money for a great organization, and I mean, just it's what the bearding community does. We're here to nail it, lay it down, and do what we do, and we're going to do it the way that we've done it for the previous 10 years. It just feels right. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's what I tell Aaron all
and
the time.
And I still try to fix it.
He's like combing his hair all the time.
Mike, He's like, it's fun.
I haven't had
to
to comb my hair since junior year of high school.
Wow. That's funny
God,
because
I don't know
junior
how
year
long
of high school.
but it's a relief not having to do this. I still do this occasionally.
I know. Such a
But
relief.
downstrokes are so much better than backstrokes. Ask a swimmer, they'll tell you.
I thought you were going to be talking about guitar playing. Down picking's better than up picking.
Oh, absolutely.
I know.
Same.
I'm
That's what I was
huge
telling Aaron
up
before
picker.
the show.
Yeah, I get like 2 picks and go up, and
He's like
that's that new
toothpicking
stuff.
it.
Y'all don't understand. Yeah, toothpicks. Y'all
That
don't
gets
know
in
about
the
that stuff.
gums.
So,
It's horrible.
so you talked about your venue a little bit earlier. So what is this thing generally used for? Is it like a concert hall, or is it a restaurant sometimes, or what is this place?
It is a ginormous bar.
Okay.
They started off in a small venue. Unfortunately, there was something happened. They lost that venue, and they were lucky enough to purchase this new place that was, I mean, twice as big is an understatement. 4 times as big is probably an understatement. This place is just huge. So, I mean, it's primarily a bar. They've got great stages, indoors and outdoors. They're huge on live music, and they kind of run their own little concert venue while serving spectacular drinks to people that care to show up and hang out with them.
So you're saying this is a bar, so this is definitely going to be an over 21 establishment for anybody that's
But
coming
the
to this
kids
event.
are
Right. This for sure will be a 21 and older environment.
Okay.
As much as we would like to, we would love to include a kid category, it's just tough finding that type of venue in Richmond that allows us to have the space we need as well as that. I mean, we've talked about creating our own venue, and if we find the space, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Dude, that'd be freaking wild.
Wouldn't it? Just you're at Beard and Loathing's house. That's what we'd have to call it. The B&L house. And that's where we would do it at.
I love it.
Maybe in the long run, I mean, you got to have goals when you're in this community. Try to build.
You gotta have goals no matter what. Yeah.
No matter what.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a cool thing.
I mean, you got to have goals when you're playing soccer or hockey.
Are either of you hockey fans? Don't get me going on hockey.
You're a Bruins fan.
I am a Bruin fan. That's true. I'm either going to be
Predators, baby.
Oh, I was going to say I'm either about to be heartbroken or very pleased. That's what I'm talking about, son. I hate the fact that we're watching from home.
We have a lot more in common.
And we've never met. How?
I know.
Do I have to come to Texas?
I don't know. I got to come to Kentucky. I drive through Kentucky every time I go home. So,
well, you hit me up on Instagram next time you make a drive, and we will meet up, sir.
no, I definitely want to. But Chris, we really appreciate having you on. Is there anything you wanted to wrap up this with, and anything that you hadn't talked about yet that you want people to know about?
No, we covered all bases. We're like I said, we're 2 weeks away. It's right in our back pocket, and it's getting ready to happen. So if you're out there and you're listening, and you feel that the cause that we're trying to raise money for is a cause you're passionate about, and you want to donate to our cause, beardandloathing.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the page. There's a donate button right there. It takes you straight to our PayPal. Any donations, it doesn't even matter. You can donate $5. We appreciate you. that's where you'd go to make your donation. And we're looking forward to seeing y'all in 2 weeks. We're going to do it, and it's going to be big.
So check it out. Coming up, like I said, June 11th in Richmond, Kentucky. It will be at the Bluegrass Barrel House. It'll be the return of the Bluegrass Beard On. Thank you, Chris. You have a great evening, sir.
Hey, you all be good, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, boys.
See you, bud.
See you later, bud.
That was so good. Y'all are basically the same person.
Here we go. So here's Beard and Loathing. It's actually beardandloathing.org.
Because they're an organization like the Death
They
Star.
are. So here's the website. He said to go to.
At the very bottom, he said donate right there.
It says you can't make it to an event, but you still want to donate, or if you just want to support all that we do, here's our PayPal link. So, and then as you can see, they're talking about in their testimonial information about who they worked with. There's some information about the spinal bifida of Kentucky, who they've worked with in previous. Let's see if there's anything. Oh, look at Bluegrass. That's the event they talked about now.
My goodness. Chris just talked about this whole thing. Look at that. There's all the information. There's
online registration right there. Registration is that was another thing we didn't ask them about registration and stuff. So here we go. I'm glad we looked at this. So if you want to participate in this event, registration is from $4 to $5.50 or $6. It's $10 to compete.
Nope,
if you want to register before the event, you can do it right here online. Once again, at beardandloathing.org.
Nice. Well, there you go. They have a website that is professional. Let me tell you. We talked about, North Texas Beard Alliance having their event page up and running really well. Beard and Loathing has a website, and it looks good. So
Martin Westerlund also has a website.
Boy, do they.
He does.
Lowe's also has a website. It's pretty good.
Lowe's for all your crafting needs, Aaron.
All right, so we got a couple of minutes. What do you want to do for the rest of this thing? I got this loaded up.
I saw you had something new.
Look at that.
Gosh, it's so beautiful.
This isn't the hot new one though. I didn't have it on my. Next week we will show Eric Brooks' artwork. Oh my gosh, it's not for this one. Never mind. Eric Brooks made one for Great American. Dadgummit, I should show it too. I got time.
I know, I saw that. Well, we are having, as it was funny, we were joking around. So last week, we had Chris
Parent.
Oh my God, sorry, my eyes are like watering so bad.
Yeah, so
Chris
last
Parent.
week we had Chris Parent.
This week, Chris Burgess, and next week we're having another Chris.
I know. Next week, we will have Chris Battenberg from Reno fame. So he's putting on an event out there. What the heck's that thing called? Well, we'll get to it. It's
because we're going to talk about this.
Yeah, there we go. Let's do this. Wow. Oh my gosh. Theofficialbeardcalendar.com.
Yeah. So if you guys see that little green spot down there, and if you have a competition that you and your club are putting together or your organization are putting together and you want to get it on here, make sure you just click on that, and there's a submission form that you can submit all the information you're going to need to, and then Aaron will get it up on the official beard calendar.
Yeah, you just click on it, and then Monty pops up, and then you tell Monty what you want to know. So, yeah, we learned all about this one last week, July 4th, Ghent, dadgummit, I forgot, Ghent, Washington, first annual Appalachian Beard Fest. That's coming up next weekend. It's not that one.
Oh, you moved. There we go.
There it is. So the Appalachian Beard Fest. It'll be for the IGY6 Foundation and the Children's Home Society of West Virginia this upcoming weekend. Everyone go check it out.
And if you want to hear more information about it, like I said, Aaron, I wasn't here last week. He interviewed Chris Parent, him and Monty. So if you go over to the Talking Beards YouTube page, just look for this, the Appalachian Beard Fest with Chris Parent, episode 244, and you can watch that specific interview with Chris about that.
And then this week, we'll have the little clip up in a couple days of the Richmond Kentucky Bluegrass Beard On. That'll be in Richmond, Kentucky on 6/11. But if you're looking for more information about this next event, I got a little bit. So I didn't get it added, but I will after the show. So this next event is Seattle, Washington, the Bearded Villains West Coast Meetup. It is going to be in the upper left, USA, Seattle, Washington. It'll be June 11th from 2 to 9 at Ozzy's. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like 8 categories, including a partial beard category and women's creative and kids creative. So
that's cool.
I got a little bit of information about the West Coast meet there. I had a few people reach out to me and was asking me questions about it. And as we've talked about on the show before, the villains kind of keep it low key or keep the information locked, because I can't ever find information on most of their events, including their West Coast meetup. So I got a little bit more information. So I'll try to get a little bit more and try to get it updated this week. What else we got going on? So this is the one for our guest for next week. It'll be on 6/18 in Sparks, Nevada, the Best in the West Beard Festival.
Speaking of Sparks, Jason Sparks, we saw him. He came out of nowhere this weekend.
He was wearing a Bucky shirt.
A Busey's shirt.
Busey's.
What else about Busey's?
What else? Look at this.
Hold on.
I got a Bucky's body. That's you. Oh my gosh. You moved me. But yeah, so we went to Busey's in Florence, Kentucky, and we got this Bucky bobblehead. It's amazing. It's 6.5 inches tall. And it's a road trip sidekick. So that's why I said Natalie is my new 6.5 inch road kick sidekick. Road trip sidekick. Gosh, that's gonna be.
How come you don't have a Busey's t-shirt?
Because I wear Honest Amish t-shirts, and it's a waste of money for me to buy anything else because I won't wear it.
You can also get some pretty cool Honest Amish shirts by going to honestamish.com, and you can get 15% off that shirt. Talking Beards.
Yeah, speaking of, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we have a new website up and running, and there may be a new shirt on said website. Speaking of shirts. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I mean, it may be a week, it may be 2 weeks, who knows? But it's coming. New website's coming, and it will have a new shirt on it. So that'll be super fun and exciting. We're going to talk about this one. So 6/25, this is the big one. I'm sure we'll have someone on the week after Chris Battenberg. And Snowbird, Utah, 2022 Great American Beard and Mustache Championships. It's going to be good. It's going to be a lot of fun. And apparently it's 32 degrees and there's still snow on the ground as we speak in Snowbird. This is an outdoor event. So, we'll see what that looks like in about a month. But as of this weekend, there was still snow on the ground and it was 32 degrees.
And Aaron goes, Scott, there was snow on the ground. And I was like,
no, you don't understand. There was snow on the ground. But I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, we can go on down this thing for the rest of our lives because I've already got multiple shows for next year on there. So,
wow.
I know, man. It just keeps going and things keep evolving and competitions keep happening. But thank you for everybody watching. Yeah, exactly. I'm Aaron D. Johnston. I'm signing off from the Myrtle Beach studios, and we're gonna go do putt and go-karts and stuff tomorrow with my sister and nieces and nephew, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Why don't they call it putt?
But they do call it putt.
Oh. They do.
They do. Go ahead.
And I'm Scott Sakura. You can find out more information at Scott Sakura on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever. But we want you to go over to talkingbeards.com. There you can subscribe to the podcast. You can check out older episodes of the show. We have a merchandise area where you can get some cool shirts and stuff. Yeah, there's everything you need. Talkingbeards.com. Any Talking Beards information you want to know, that's the place to go. So, but we want to thank Chris again tonight for telling us all about the Bluegrass Beard On at the Bluegrass Barrel House on the 11th of June, which is coming up in a couple weeks in Richmond, Kentucky. So we appreciate you coming on and sharing all that with us. We hope that if you guys are in the area or looking for a place to go or a competition that weekend, that you guys choose to go to that one and help them out. And other than that, everyone have a great week. We shall see you next week. Thank you for joining us tonight. And I mean, is that it?
That's it. Everybody have a great night.
Everyone have the best night ever.
I clicked it. There it is. Okay, bye.